background in IT that you and I can even add so far as our ages are concerned. Thank you, Mr. Osong, for for going ahead and actually doing the recording. So again, let me start all over. I would like to introduce you that our main presenter for tonight, our host, is Mr. Charles Osong, the one and only IT guru who has been in the IT arena for over 3 decades in the United States, has dabbled into all kinds of IT-related professions, is the man who's currently retired and prides himself to be the man on mission at Papa Africa, so far as ONPASSIVE is concerned. You can call him that God of ours, okay? God in lowercase in essence, but he is the one and only Mr. Osong who's going to be running us through the presentation for today. So please sit tight. The train has left the station. It's already at the top. Hang tight so we can look at those who are below us. On that note, I'm going to call on the one and only Mr. Charles Osong.
Thank you, the one and only Dr. Imelda Tinglet, for such an elaborate introduction, making me blush. I don't know if you can see me blush. My skin is white.
You're too dark. You're too dark to see you blush. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel the blush, so let me tell you that I feel it. But thank you so much. And we also appreciate your services. So by the way, you're doing quite a bit for our ONPASSIVE community, and we cannot thank you enough. So good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We love you founders, but we love our guests a little more, right? Because that just means our family size is about to increase in a good way. So today is 5/5/2022, May 5th, 2022. And if you're a guest and you are here for the first time, of course, then you should never forget this date. Why? Because it is the day that your life is going to change if you so decide, right? So I'm going to be talking to you. I am about to talk to you about a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. This opportunity doesn't come many times. It's once in a while. It could come once in a century, once in 200 centuries. The way I do it, the way I tell you about this opportunity is I tell you my story, right? Mark Twain once said, as long as you tell the truth, you do not have to remember anything. And that is what I'm doing, the truth. My life truth. So I've been in the United States for 37 years now. And that is a long, long time. For the most part of those many years, I have worked in the IT industry. And for those of you who are familiar with that industry, it is very, very broad. Fortunately for me, I get bored easily. And because of that, I have been in almost every area in that industry. So I consider myself a generalized specialist. But despite the fact that I was working, making good money, it was never enough. I had a job, J-O-B, just over broke. And I always look for extra money. Why? Because I have a big family in Africa. Some of them in Africa, some in the United States, some in Europe. But of course, we all, especially those of us from that part of the world, we know how it is. We always need to help out a little bit, right? So I look for extra money. 24 hours in a day, not enough to give me the kind of money that I want. So I look for something called passive residual income. So a long time ago, I ran into one of the wealthiest people on earth by the name of Mr. Warren Buffett. And he said, if you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you're gonna work until you die. That made a lot of sense to me. And that is why I had been looking for ways to make money in my sleep. And in so doing, I was doing a lot of MLM opportunities, but I got sick and tired of them. Why? Because I kept bringing people into business and I make money, of course, and they don't. It bothered me. I made money because I know how to run my mouth, and most people don't. We as human beings, we just want to be in our own little corner. So I decided to stop dragging my friends and family members along to opportunities that will end up boring them and making them to not like me anymore or run away from my phone calls. And I stopped doing it. So just about 6 years ago, excuse me 1 second, guys. About that, guys, I had an interruption. Please close the door. Please close the door. Thank you. Okay. So always wanted to make money in my sleep. And because of that, I stopped, I was doing MLM, but I stopped. I had to stop, right? Now, that experience for over 30 years of doing MLM led me to 3 conclusions before I start a business. There are 3 questions that I ask myself. Question number 1, if I do not sell or I cannot recruit, am I going to make money? Now, when I say money, I mean real money, not any kind of chop change, right? Enough money to give me financial freedom. At this time, I retired from corporate America, by the way, just over 5 years ago. So I had time freedom, but I was still looking for financial freedom, because when you have those 2, time plus financial freedom, guess what? You have total freedom. Okay. So the question is, if I don't make money and I don't sell, can I make enough money to give me that freedom that I'm looking for, financial freedom, if I cannot recruit? That is very important. So a friend of mine walked into my office just over 3 years ago, talking to me about this opportunity that I'm talking to you today. And that was my first question to him. And he told me, Charles, believe me, if you don't recruit or sell, you will make enough money to leave a legacy to your children, your children's children, and beyond. I felt like breakdancing, but I had 2 more questions. And number 2 was this: do I have to come out of pocket every month to pay some bill? In the industry, they call it ownership. Do I have to pay a monthly ownership? And the answer he gave me was, Charles, when this company launches, you come out of pocket once and you are done. I kind of like that. I said, well, the third and final question, right? The last, but certainly not the least. Does this company have legitimate, viable products? Now, by legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary. Something that mankind, you and I, will need every day. But think about your cell phone, right? In this day and age, if you don't have a cell phone, life is what? Miserable. Think about internet access, Wi-Fi. You don't have Wi-Fi, life is miserable, right? So those are the kind of products we call viable products. So when I asked my friend that day, he said, Charles, you have an IT background. You should be able to understand these products. And I said, okay. I went, I took a look at the products, and I came back to him and I said, my friend, should this company succeed in what we're trying to do, we are going to have an internet quake. We're going to have a shakeup of the internet, period. Okay. But I also told him we're going to have to wait for a very long time, because this company is using something called AI, artificial intelligence, in every step of the development process. Okay. Now, AI is a disruptive technology. What do I mean by that? This is a technology that comes every once in a while, and it will change our lives. It will change the way we do things, right? In other words, it disrupts our lives. So AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved. It involves what? It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding. So for those of you who are in IT, you agree with me that millions upon millions of lines of coding requires time. It's time consuming. That's why I told my friend, we are going to have to wait long time. We're going to buckle up, fasten our seatbelts, and enjoy that roller coaster. But I also told him, I don't care how long it takes. I want to be part of this opportunity today. I had missed out on a few other opportunities earlier on in my life, and I wasn't going to miss out on this one, not for any length of time and not at any cost. So I asked him, how much is it going to cost me to be part of this opportunity today? And he told me $97. And I said, are you serious? Because I was thinking something $20,000, $25K, and I was ready. I had my credit card in my pocket, right? In America, thankfully, we don't need cash, we need plastics. And I had a few of those at the time. But my friend told me, that's it. And I said, okay, no problem. Here's my card, put it on there. By the time we were done, it had costed me what? $102. Yes, so there is a small fee that banks will charge you, $5. So I told him, big deal. Consider that money for two, dinner for two, money for two dinner, right? If I had taken him to dinner, that's about what I would have spent. But I also told him, I don't have 5 years or 6 years to be monitoring this business. It's going to take a long time. So do me a favor, call me, text me, email me, do whatever it takes, get me informed so that I can be part of it. I can get involved. He said, deal. Just over 8 months later, he gave me a call. Charles, the CEO of this company wants to talk to all of us founders in 1 week's time. So I said, no problem. 1 week later, I hop on the call. And there was Mr. Mufareh, who is the CEO and founder of this company. Mr. Mufareh, for those of us who have come or who have been founders for some time, we have come to know and love him. Not only because he's going to help us make money, and I can assure you, he will help us make tons of money, but also, and more importantly, because of his heart for humanity. My friends, there are so many geniuses out there. There is Bill Gates, there's Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, a bunch of them, many of them. All of them have the heart. Sorry, all of them have the brains, but do they have the heart? These are geniuses, all of them. Now, when you come to join ONPASSIVE, you'll find out that not only does our CEO have the brains, but he also has the heart. And that is why most of us founders, we resonate with him so very well. Most of us. But mind you, I was listening to him for the very first time. And this guy threw me off. He came on and he said, folks, we have been making a lot of progress. We are closer to launch more than ever before. So I'm asking myself, whom is this guy kidding? It was just over 8 months ago. My friend came to me and I told him, we are going to be waiting for a very long time. And all of a sudden, he's telling us we are closer to launch. So I'm thinking, I'm not a kid. I know what he's doing. It's not possible, right? But now, 1 second, guys. Madi the Gamo is calling me so late. 1 second. Top and something came up. They needed my input, so I had to put things. It's good for us, actually, to tell you the truth. So, like I was saying, okay, Mufareh came up that day and said, we are closer to launch than ever before. In my head, I'm thinking, how is this possible? Okay, but he got me listening. He got my attention. And then he said, we had gone to Bangalore in India. If you look behind me, you'll see a building that says ONPASSIVE. This building is actually in Hyderabad. At the time, this building was non-existent. We were just starting. He had gone to Bangalore. He had hired 2 floors in a high-rise building. And then he went on. We have 200 engineers. We've hired 200 of them. And these engineers are working day and night. These engineers are taking turns to make sure that our dream is realized. So now, guess what? In my head, I am thinking most startup companies are going to have what? 20, 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day. Okay? But no, Mr. Mufareh goes to the source. And when I say source, you agree with me, if you're in IT, that Indians dominate that arena. They are the best in the game. He goes to the source. Now he doesn't get 20 or 25. He gets 200 of them. And these guys are not working 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day. These guys are working around the clock. These guys are taking turns. So now in my head, I am thinking, with this much resource, with this kind of a resource, yes, you are able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, you are able to do in 2 or 3 years what is scheduled to take 5 or 6 years. So my belief factor went off the roof. And I'm listening keenly. And then he goes on and he says, some of us founding members, we have been unethical. Okay? So we are going to come up with a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA for short. When you see that NDA, you better sign them up because it is the only way you can participate. No problem. 2 months down the road, it calls another meeting. He said, folks, NDAs are out. I went back, very long document. I took a look at it. And, you know, I can assure you I'm not an attorney, not by any stretch of the imagination. But by the time I was done reading that document, I realized that this is the time. I told my friend to call me, text me, email me, do whatever it takes. I just don't know how he got it so perfectly, how he got that timing so perfect. Okay? But I look back at the time, money, energy spent from the time I joined that opportunity up until then. And I said, this is no longer a joke. I've got to roll up my sleeves. I've got to be part of the revolution. It's a revolution in the making. And like Dr. Mehta said earlier, man on a mission, that is when I call myself. I'm going to have to be a man on a mission. And what is my mission? To tell everybody that I see about this opportunity. Starting from home. Charity begins at home. We are going to be part of history, changing humanity. Like our CEO says, we are a beacon of hope to humanity. That's what we are. That little light at the end of the hill, at the top of the hill. That's what we are. And we are going to change humanity. So if you want to be part of us, if you're a guest here today, you want to be part of us, you're going to join. And you will be glad you did. Okay? Call a few friends to my office and I said, folks, you're going to join me and we are going to spread the word massively. And we brainstormed and we decided on Zoom. Thanks to technology with Zoom, all you need is a smart device. could be a smartphone, a laptop, an iPad, it doesn't matter. You need internet access. In Africa, you guys call it data, and you are in business. Now, this company I'm talking about, I have been talking about for 20 minutes now, is called ONPASSIVE, right behind me. And that name was not given by chance. This is a passive opportunity. What does that mean? That means when this company launches, you pay that little small amount, we'll call it skin in the game, a very, very little amount, and the company goes to work on your behalf. The company builds a website for you. The company places its products on your website and markets for you, and you are hands-free. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Mufareh, that I just mentioned to you a few moments ago, graduated with a master's in e-commerce. He went back to Harvard University, studied online marketing. This guy has a knack for AI, artificial intelligence, that disruptive technology that I just mentioned to you guys. This guy is a guru when it comes to traffic generation. What is traffic generation? What is traffic, by the way? So we're going to spend a couple minutes talking about traffic. Why? Because it is the most fundamental element in any business. It's fundamental. Okay? Without traffic, you don't have a business. Now, I'm not talking about cars and motorbikes going up and down the street, the roads. No. Okay? So let's talk about traffic online, first of all. Now, let's talk about offline, because most of us are digital immigrants, right? We don't know much about online businesses, but we do know a lot about businesses offline. So imagine that you have a business offline, and it can be any business. It can be a car dealership, it can be a barber shop, a hair salon, doesn't matter. But let's just say you have a restaurant, and I love that because I love to eat, and I know each and every one of us eats at some point in time, right? If you don't eat, then I guess you are not here today. So assume that you have a restaurant, and I have the same exact restaurant, same thing, same kind of food, same name, same price, same chef, right? Everything is the same, except what? Location. Your restaurant is located in a busy shopping mall, very busy. People come in and out all the time. Now, my restaurant, on the other hand, is located in a back alley. It is hidden. Well, yours is going to fare better than mine. And here's why. People are going to come to that shopping mall, minding their own business, to do their hair, their nail, buy some clothes, window shopping, whatever it is that brings them to that shopping mall. Eventually, they're going to get hungry. Look up, spot your restaurant, wander into your restaurant, and the end result of that is what? Sales. Whereas for my restaurant, they're going to have to know it is there. They're going to have to leave their homes deliberately to go there. So because of that, it suffers. Now, it suffers from what? Traffic, right? So what is traffic then? The people, the eyeballs coming in and out of your business. That is the traffic we are talking about. Now think about online. What is traffic online? If you want to buy something online, you're going to have to go to that whatever, www.com, .net, whatever it is, right? That store, and you click on it. No clicks, no sales for that store. The more the clicks, the more the sales. So online traffic is as simple as clicks. We have businesses online, individuals online, making tons of money simply by driving traffic to the billions of businesses that we have online today. A typical example, Google. When you go to Google, google.com, and you want to buy, let's say, a camera, a phone, doesn't matter. Search for it. A bunch of them will pop up. The moment you click on any of them, somebody is paying Google. Whoever has that camera, that phone that you searched for, they're paying Google. Now, whether you buy it or not, doesn't matter. They call it pay-per-click. Okay, now that is traffic. That's how Google makes most of its money. And then there's something called targeted traffic. What is that? Say you go online, you want to buy a TV, for example, and you're looking, desperately searching, and somebody walks behind you and whispers to you, go to charlesosong.com. And the moment you get there, all you see are TVs, all kinds of TVs, all colors, all sizes, all prices. What are your chances of buying? Very high. So guess what? That store, charlesosong.com, just got itself a targeted traffic. That is huge in online business. And our CEO and founder, Mr. Mufareh, is the best in that game of driving targeted traffic. He proved himself. Upon graduation, he got involved with a few companies. Yes, he made lots of money doing that, and also enriched those companies. But unfortunately, most of them went out of business. And why is that? Remember, I said in the beginning, legitimate, viable product. Most of them did not have viable products. When a company does not have viable products, you can forget it. That company is just a time bomb. It's just a matter of time before it explodes, goes out of business. So Mr. Mufareh and his family, notably his wife, are going to sit down and say, hey, we just have to stop sending customers, valuable people, to businesses that will eventually go out. How about we start our own? How about we get legitimate, viable digital services? We'll get founding members, you and I, we'll drive traffic to them, to their websites. Targeted traffic to their websites. They make money, we make money, everybody is what? Happy. Now that's the birth of this company we're talking about. That is the birth of ONPASSIVE. So Mr. Mufareh and his friends, they're gonna sit together, they say, hey, look, the world has about 8 billion inhabitants, right? And at any point in time, 7 million of them are online. Statistics show it. At any minute you go online, about averagely 7 million. Now that was back then, prior to the pandemic, prior to COVID-19. I can assure you that number has multiplied. But 7 million was still a lot for them. And they said, these people are online. These people are looking for services. What kind of services are they looking for so that we can provide them? Well, some of us online, we are on our favorite social media. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on LinkedIn. We are on Facebook. I love Facebook. But when we are on Facebook, what are we doing? We are sending text, photos to friends, family members, colleagues, classmates. Guess what we're doing? Guess what Facebook's product is? If someone were to ask you, what is the product of Facebook? What would you say? Most of us may not think about it, but guess what? It is called community. What Mark Zuckerberg and his friends have done, they created a community, and advertisers are going crazy. So these guys at ONPASSIVE, they're going to say, hey, we can do our own community, AI driven, and we can make it even better. As you come to join us, we are about 1.3 million and growing by the minute. Okay. Now, some of us online, we are doing e-commerce, drop shipping, email marketing, bulk emailing. Did you guys know that there are people online making 6- and 7-figure income just doing email marketing? I know about that because I thought about it once upon a time. Oh, these guys are gonna say, you know what? Oh, we can do that too. AI driven from start to finish. Email marketing, autoresponder, we can do that even better. Some of us online, we are video conferencing. People use Zoom nowadays a lot, right? It's video conferencing. So if you can see me, or you can hear me, or both, it means you went to some application called Zoom, whether it's on your phone, whether it's on your laptop, doesn't matter. You put in some ID, and there you are. Guess what? Eric Wan, founder of Zoom, and his friends are monetizing on our services as we speak. So these guys are gonna say, we can do it too, even better. If you come to join us, you're gonna find out we have our own O-Connect. It's faster, it's clearer, it's more secure, end-to-end encrypted. It is scalable, and above all, guess what? It is more affordable. My friend Mike Ellis always says, at a lower price point. Now, let me tell you guys something. When ONPASSIVE launches its O-Connect, the big players in this video conference space, like Zoom, they're gonna know there is a new sheriff in town. Oh yes, I promise you that. Now, what's another service again these guys are thinking about? VPN, virtual private network. It's a mouthful. It is a mouthful. What is it? What is VPN? It's just a tunnel. It's a tunnel that cuts across a major network, such as the internet. It provides for security. Employers use it so that their employees can access corporate data without fear of bad guys, without fear of hackers. Ever since the pandemic, more and more companies asking employees to work remotely, asking employees to work from home. What does that mean? That means more and more employees are going to use VPN services. That means the companies in this VPN space, like Cisco Networks, they monetize. These guys are going to say, we can do it better. We have our own, as you'll come to find out. All virtual, super smart, more scalable, very secure, encrypted, and above all, more affordable. And when we launch, the big players in this VPN space, like I just mentioned, Juniper Networks, Cisco Networks, they are going to know there is a new kid on the block. They will know. What other products we have? Search engine optimization. I just talked about Google. You guys know how Google gets these things, cameras, phones, to people's eyes when they search for it? Now, they optimize your search, bring it to the top so that you can see it. Hence, search engine optimization. When, as a matter of fact, in a few short days, maybe no more than weeks, we are going to see a revamped ONPASSIVE.com website with AI-driven SEO, search engine optimizer. We are on. When we launch, guess what? We are going to be the talk of the town. We are paving the way. Okay? So what am I doing, guys? I'm just telling you products, services that ONPASSIVE is putting together. I'm giving you the ones that we can relate to. You and I use almost every day. But there are more. We have Academy. If you've ever used Udemy, those of you who like education, well, guess what? Academy is going to come and make Udemy look like a joke. We have human resource software. Companies like Oracle Corporation, PeopleSoft, watch out. We are coming. Okay, we have tracking applications. We have all kinds of, here's what ONPASSIVE is doing. ONPASSIVE says, if you need it online, digitally, whether you're an individual, whether you're a business, we got it for you. And guess what's big? They put everything under one umbrella. In IT, we'll call it single sign-on, SSO. No company on earth has ever succeeded in doing that, and yet we are 99% there. That is huge. That is value. And when I told you in the beginning, it's three things. You don't have to recruit or sell to make money. You don't have to come out of pocket every month to pay some bill. And then we have the most viable digital services of this day and age, all in one place. That is value. And now, when my friend came to me, at that time, over 3 years ago, it cost me $97 to be a founder. The question is, how much is it going to cost you today to be a founder? Well, fortunately for you, it is still $97. As our CEO is trying to get as many people to come in as possible so we can help as many families as possible, so we can eliminate poverty in this world, it'll still cost you $97. But for how much longer? I can assure you, we are already making some noise. It ain't gonna last that long. It is almost over. So if you're a guest here today, go back to whoever invited you and tell them, get me in as fast as possible. And it's still gonna cost you $97. Now, after paying that $97, what is next? What do you do next? Financially, nothing. Yes, you can become active like some of us who are men and women on a mission. Okay, some of us who are trying to help eliminate that poverty. So we're bringing our friends and family members to this webinar so they can catch on before it's too late. You can do that. You don't have to. As long as you're in it, you can seal your mouth. Just seal it and you will win it. Right? That's it. So when we launch, so you can just seal it, don't talk to anybody. You wait a few more months until we launch finally to the public. What then happens? You're going to come out of pocket again one last time. How much? Undetermined amount. But I just want you to notice that amount is going to be so small. Okay? The CEO just wants skin in the game. He wants everybody who is a founder to be able to afford to come in. Just know that. Okay? It's going to be so small, you can afford it without even dipping into your pocket, I'm sure. That's how small it's going to be. Now, once you do that, guess what happens? The employees of ONPASSIVE go to work on your behalf. Remember I said they're going to build your website. Those products that I just mentioned, they're going to place them on your website. They're going to go back into their toolkit, take out their traffic, AI-driven traffic, drive targeted traffic to that website so that there can be clicks. And then if and when they click, they look at the products, those who want to subscribe right away will jump at it because of the value and subscribe, and you get commission, you get paid. Remember, it's a monthly subscription. So every month that they pay, you get commission. Now, those who want to step back, take another look, or maybe think about it, or maybe wait for a paycheck the next month or 2 months, no problem. Something else kicks in. We call it Autoresponder, AI driven on a daily basis. Goes to that email and say, hey, you just looked at this thing yesterday. Guess what? It's still there and it's even getting better. A reminder every day until they decide to come in. So those that wait and come in a week later, 2 months later, 6 months later, you're still your customer because they were tagged to you from day one. Now, your customer base increases every day because of that. They become customers using the products or any other products. Down the road, they get into a problem or they get stuck for whatever reason, cannot log in, cannot do this, cannot do that. Something else kicks in. Our customer success department, customer support, chatbot. They can chat directly with the customers. You are still hands-free. Sorry, they can chat directly with our support. You are still hands-free. They don't get it. They can call support with the phone, speak multiple languages. They don't get it. Somebody appears on a video until they get it. In the meantime, you might be in the beach having fun. You check your account, ching ching, commission is dropping. It has never happened before, my friends. This is a business of the people, for the people, and by the people. This is democracy in business for the first time ever. And you are part of it. Guys, there is risk in every business. There is risk. What is the risk for you as a founder in ONPASSIVE? What's the risk? $97. But guess what the CEO has done? He says, because we only want happy founders, it doesn't matter how long you have been with ONPASSIVE, you don't like what you see, you don't like what you hear, we will get your money back with a kiss, no questions asked. So what has he done? He has eliminated the risk. Now, if you think I've given you enough information to make an informed decision, just get back right away to that person that invited you, give them a call and hop on board because we are moving already. If you feel that you still have doubts, you need some clarification, I have a bunch of leaders here today with me. And between them and I, we are going to make sure that you get it. Because our job is to leave no one behind. Okay? So, we are going to be opening up for questions, and please, 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 let's leave Q&A to our guests. For you, the founders, we have our corporate roundtable on Mondays. Every Monday. That is where you can come, get information about where we are in the launching process, and then discuss, ask questions, make comments, whatever it is that your heart feels. We've reserved that for you every Monday. So today is just for our guests. And once we are done with the guest, time permitting, we can accommodate comments from founders, not questions, comments. Okay, 1 minute comment, that's it. Just so that we commune, we get to know each other and increase the love. We are a company built out of love. And I will yield my time back to Dr. Melder, okay? And let's have the guests ask their questions. Thank you for listening.
Okay, 1 second. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Mr. Osong, for a fabulous job as you always do. Again, like Mr. Osong said, if you are a guest, this is the time and the opportunity for you to ask any question based on the presentation. Is there anything that you need to know in an effort to move forward and reach out to whoever invited you? This is that time. You can drop it in the chat, but or otherwise you can raise your hand and I will give you an opportunity to ask your question. Please, guests.
No guests, no questions. So that's good. Our few guests that we have. I see a hand raised physically. Mr. One, I don't know how you pronounce that. Onisio, is that your name? Go ahead and
No, we have Jesse. Okay, no problem. I see.
He was raising his hand physically, so we'll come to Jesse.
Okay.
So you can unmute yourself now. There you go.
Good afternoon, everyone.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am blessed. Are you a guest?
Oh, yes, I am. So,
all right. Welcome to the family.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Onesio. I'm from Guinea-Bissau, and so I live in London.
Hold on. Your name is Sonesio. Where's the S in the beginning?
Is Onesio T.
Oh, Onesio. Okay. All right. I didn't hear you right. Okay. Go ahead.
As I say, I'm from Guinea-Bissau, and then I live in London.
Okay. It tells me that I should confirm with my choice.
I didn't catch that.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So I don't know the company until my boss was inviting me. So I've been invited for the company last month. So I have a question for you. I would like to know more about the company. Then also I would like to know what this thing can do for me to help my life, including my family. So how's the benefits I'll get for this company? So I'll be glad to add that, to know that. My boss was telling me it's not much money, so only $95, something like that, if I'm not wrong. So I was telling my boss, okay, that's fine. I'll be happy to pay for that. So I took my credit card, I paid that straight away. So I'll be registered already. I'm always logging in, logging out, and find out, accept the products, all these things. So as I say, I would like to know more about the product, and I'd like to know more what this can change my life, including my family. Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, how long ago was that when you made that payment?
I think in less than 1 month.
Okay, well, I like what you do, man. I see myself in you. You know what you did? So Richard Branson, one of the wealthiest people in the world also, said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you don't understand it, say yes, and then learn about it. That's what you did. And I admire you for that, okay? But it seems to me that you were late for this presentation. Were you here on time from the beginning?
Yeah, since the beginning, yeah.
You're here since the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, but and you've been in for 1 month and you still don't know the products, you still don't know what the company can do for you. Have you ever attended any of our founders only webinars?
Oh yes, I attended some of them. So
okay.
I know some about the things because I like to know more.
Okay. Well, if you like to know more, keep attending all those webinars. You will know eventually. Okay. If you've attended this webinar from the beginning, this webinar is meant to give you the business concept, right? It seems to me that you want to understand the technicalities of the products. Is that what you want?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. You're not going to get that in the guest webinar. Like I did. This is for our guests to understand the concept. Okay. You need to attend the founders webinars. Now we have some great guys, tech guys, that have webinars every Saturday, I believe. Okay. You go to that meeting, I believe it comes up around 5 p.m. and this is recorded on YouTube. So every week they'll take a topic, okay, and try to make people understand. Now, for people who are interested in that technical part of things, you can do that, okay? But I want to assure you, who a guest here or founder, this business is made for those who don't want to understand anything. They just want to make money. This business is made for everyone. The grandma in the village, okay, or grandpa, okay, so that they can make money. Everybody can make money. You don't have to understand it, but if you want to, not a problem. So many resources out there, okay, for you to be able to understand. So just follow up those webinars. Get into one of our founders on the chats, right, and ask questions like this. How can I get the information about this, about that? And we will point you there, okay? This is the wrong forum. And first of all, remember, we have so many products. If I want to start talking just about virtual private network, just that one, okay? Do you know how long I'm going to talk to you? Do you know the engineers that do it have worked for, they've been to school for a long time, right? They've worked for many, many years to be able to do it. So how can we possibly make you understand it in 1 hour when we're just trying to get guests to come in? You see what I'm saying? So you're going to have to get other pieces of information through the founders on the webinar and go back to your own research, to due diligence and so on. And then you get to know with time, okay?
Thank you.
That's my advice to you.
Thank you.
No problem.
So,
Okay. So is Jesse? I'm sorry. Are you still on? I was trying to bring on Jesse.
no, I'm fine now. I'm fine now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So Jesse, you can open up and come on, please.
I think I sent a message already. I sent my question.
Yes, I can read it out. You say you are from Trinidad and Tobago and you're asking if you are eligible based on your location to become a founder. You ask if will there be any stops for distribution? So probably you also came in lady. These are not physical products. Then you ask for any other question, I will contact the one we invited. Yes, everybody around the world is eligible to become a founder. So right now, we are in over 200 countries. We are over 1.3 million founders right now. And there are people from Trinidad and Tobago who are already founders. So that's the answer to your first question. The next one, you're asking if there's stuff to distribute. That gives me a picture of whether you're talking about physical products. Yeah, we are dealing with digital products, like, for example, where we are right now, this platform called Zoom. We have our own, which is called O-Connect, which will beat Zoom by far. And you are not the one responsible for the sales. The company, once the company launches, you activate your account. After becoming a founder, they will create a website for you. They will put all the digital products on your website. They will send targeted traffic, those who are interested in using the products. That can be individuals, that can be governments, that can be the corporate. Once you have a client placed under your organization, as a pay every month, you get paid as well. And this will all be done by automation. So you don't need to do anything if you don't want to. But if you want to share, like the person who just shared the information with you, you can do that. Is that okay for you, Mr. Jesse?
Yeah, understood.
Very good. So I hope you meet the person and ask for their link. It will just take you not more than 5 minutes to register and do your $97 payment. We encourage you to use a credit card. It will ask you a credit card fee of about $5. So by the end of the day, you will only spend $102 as we speak.
All right.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank you.
Dr. Emeda,
Yes.
I think we're done.
Mr. Ambienda, thank you so much for responding to our guest. I just wanted to find Jesse, are you okay with the response so far? And if yes, do we have any other guests with any questions?
Hello, Mr. Charles.
Yes, sir.
I think there is a mix-up somewhere. All our people was strangled and defranchised from attending this meeting because this is a wrong ID and with a low capacity of 100. I don't know whether it was a mistake.
Oh, this only has 100?
More than 500 of our people were strangled and defranchised from attending this webinar.
Okay. All right.
They have been calling me throughout.
I'm glad you brought that up, Pastor Paul. I'm so sorry. So what happened was Made Digamo had asked me if we can do this webinar on a corporate meeting, right? And I was under the impression, in other words, ONPASSIVE webinar. So ONPASSIVE, so Zoom has two forms, meeting and webinar, right? Okay. So webinar can host up to 20,000.